I need me a man that at least brings in 10K a month. Are you making 10K a month? You can't tell somebody what they need to make when you ain't doing the same. What do you want to offer? Pussy? If a man really wants pussy, he can go get himself a hook. I will never judge a man for paying for pussy. Now, granted, I don't plan on doing it.
Don't we all pay for pussy?
But
Don't we all pay for
no,
pussy?
no, not all the time.
Yes,
Hey,
we
hey,
do.
hey.
No,
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 no, we don't.
yes.
Let me ask
Okay.
you. Let me ask you something. Let me ask you something.
Yo, Jordan, this past
Yo, what's up,
weekend,
X?
oh, hey, I got a story
What
for you
happened?
real quick. This
Uh-oh.
past weekend,
Uh-oh.
I went on a Tinder date. You know, I've been out in
Oh,
the
you swipe
market.
right.
What?
Okay.
I
Okay.
always swipe right, to be honest, and then I pick from the pool of the ones that swiped right on me.
Oh, you just be like this, huh?
Big facts, big facts. But I finally got a girl to swipe right on me. I don't know if her
Ooh.
screen was broken or she accidentally swiped, but she swiped
Oh,
right on
no.
me. And boy, looky here. We had a good conversation. It lasted about 30 minutes, and I was just like, enough of the chit chat. Let's go ahead and set up a date.
Okay. Getting good.
And boy, I was like, all right, well, for the first date, I want to go ahead and let's just meet at Starbucks. Keep it simple, keep it easy. I don't want to be too involved. Old
Okay.
girl was like, no, I want to go to a real date, like dinner. And I was like, well, dinner don't work for me on the first date, only because if we find out in the first 20 minutes that we ain't compatible, who paying the bill? And she's like, well, I was expecting you to pay the bill. Excuse me?
Oh.
I was like, well, the way this app works, swipe left.
Date over.
But
We're done.
But that brings in today's topic and main focus of it.
Mm-hmm.
It's the mindset about relationships in modern day in 2024. Where's people's minds at? I'm telling you, boy. Whew. After that last interaction, I don't know. I don't have much hope for dating. I just don't.
Not feeling it, dog?
Nah, I don't know. But either way, welcome to Two Shades of Black.
Yes, sir.
This your boy X, and next door to me, like
Jordan.
always, is
Jordan. You know what it is. What's going on, X?
How are you, Jordan? If you know what,
Well,
I'm gonna just let you fly.
I did this. It was like X 3 times, but maybe it's kind of one of those hidden in the windows. Never mind.
Now I get
I'm
it.
sorry.
Now I get it.
Sorry.
Now I get it.
My bad.
That's just to your audience. Sorry, sir. Sorry.
Now you catch on. All right.
Hey, I'm catching on. But today's episode, as far as drink, last week I didn't have a drink of the week. But this week,
got this time?
I'm not drinking this week. But I am telling our audience to be on the lookout. I am bringing in a massive portfolio. And when I say a massive portfolio, we going to Japan, y'all. Hey.
I got my passport somewhere.
Did
you ship me my stuff up yet?
Not physically. Yes. Your stuff is on the way. It's all getting packed up. We are going to be tasting. I already know, but I'm going to put it towards the marketing dollars.
There we go. Yeah,
we're going to be starting a series of sampling Japanese sake. Now, I know y'all motherfuckers that's out there. Y'all been drinking up on some, hot sake at the Japanese when you're eating your sushi and whatnot. But we going to go and we going to educate you. Well, I'm going to educate you, and Jordan's going to be my test dummy. Yeah, something like that.
I like it. Yeah, I like it. That works for me. So, Osaki Mo, baby.
Hey, there you go. So, our brand that's promoting our episodes is Sipped Global. And we about to get our whole portfolio tasted out. And I'm telling you, it's about to be a grand old time. Because we got sake, we got sochu, we got whiskey, we got all of that we're going to be tasting through. And boy, let me tell you. I'm going to tell you where y'all can go ahead and find it. So y'all can eventually sip with us too. So.
Sheesh, we're like a legit now.
I'm telling you. And you know what? I might, on my next date, have to take one of them out to the restaurants that our merchandise is in, so that I can go ahead and showboat and educate. You know how well it is when you on a date and you
Oh,
got to educate a girl. And you'll be like, hey, this has a
oh.
beautiful body. Kind of like yours.
Ah, smooth, just like my drink.
Ooh, I see what you did there.
Oh, you see me? I still got a little something, something.
Hey, hey, hey. All right, let's get into our first topic of the day. So, dating in modern day life 2024. Jordan, do you think it is easier or harder, my dude?
X, this is a tough one, man. Like whenever we were talking about these, I was like, yeah, I don't know which side I want to go because it's both, right? But here's the thing. I honestly think it is harder, and I'm gonna tell you why. I think it's harder because people, and I think we touched on this a little bit, probably like episode one, like our first episode. People are so much more accessible in this world. Like I've seen memes where it's like the guy that I want to have clap my cheeks is in Seattle, is what a girl would say.
Pause.
And
Pause. You just said the guy that
the
I want
female,
to have clap my
and
cheeks.
I'm explaining the meme.
Oh,
The
okay.
meme. No one's clapping my cheeks.
Okay.
So what I'm saying is the meme. The girl is like the guy I want to clap my cheeks is in Seattle, and then me, I'm in New York.
Mm-hmm.
That's what the girl's like meme was, right? I'm
Mm-hmm.
sitting there, it's like, you know what? I remember I had a chicken that was in Seattle. Actually bought me a Russell Wilson jersey. And it was crazy because she flew me out, you know,
Ooh,
and it was cool. And she picked me up in her
ooh.
Porsche. That's what I found. That's when I knew she was rich. Because she's like, I was like, oh, you got a Porsche? She's like, no, Porsche. I was like, ooh, my bad. I apologize. I
Ooh,
won't mess
that'd
it
have
up
made
no
me a
more.
little moist.
Yeah, yeah, right. So anyway, is I literally flew from my side of town or from my state all the way to Seattle, Washington, just to hang out with this, wonderful woman.
Let me ask you a quick question before you continue.
Sure,
Because
sure,
she
sure.
flew you out, does that mean you accepted the clap cheeks?
I mean, I wasn't turning them down. I mean,
So you went
I
in
mean,
with the
she,
expectation.
I mean, she was your type kind of too, just a little older. You know what I mean? Kind of your type.
Ooh.
You know.
Ooh. Well,
But
you'll find her on the ethnicity aisle at the grocery store.
she was definitely on your aisle six,
Next to
man.
the
I'm telling
orange
you.
next to the orange chicken.
Yeah,
Ooh, kung
yeah.
pao
But
chicken,
ha,
baby.
I knew it was definitely a Kung Pao night. But listen, man, I'm telling you. Hey, come on, I gotta throw one of them out there. I'm telling you though, it was one of those things where my point is to get back to, before you guys how X always disrupts me and always get in the
You
way.
know, I
Um,
understand things.
okay, yeah, you went from pause, thinking it was me. Come on now, we know I'm never gonna get my cheese clapped, so I'm no pause. But anyway, now I'm a little ruffled now. My feathers are a little ruffled.
Well,
But
get
no,
back
all
on
jokes
board then,
aside.
bud. Get back on
I
board.
got you. I got you. I got you. Here's the thing, man. Like, it's easier to it's more accessible to have people from all different places because the internet allows us to attract and to see things that we wouldn't see. A lot of times, when we grew up, and you can admit this because just in our age bracket, we kind of only could date what was in our maybe a 20
You
mile
damn right.
radius
I dated every
because
single girl on
one,
all multiple blocks. That's how it was supposed to
it,
be.
that's all you had. It's literally like, okay, you got the best looking girl in your city, or you got the best looking girl in your neighborhood,
Mm-hmm.
and there's about 20 other guys in your neighborhood fighting after the same chick. But
Mm-hmm.
now it's like there's 10,000 guys fighting after the same chick because they're all over. You can get chicks that you got guys jumping into girls' DM that are football players, that are NFL players, NBA players, especially if you're going for the higher echelon, upper echelon chicks.
How the hell
You
I'm
might
supposed to
have a
compete with all that shit?
how are you supposed to
Sorry.
compete? So it's
It's a little
harder
touching.
because but here's the thing, you're the person that you're trying to court, it goes both ways. Dating because it's like as a man, I might be like, you know what? The girl next door wants to date Jordan, but there's this Instagram model that probably got over 50,000 followers that been liking my stuff lately. Now I'm a little
Mm.
like, you know what, this girl cute, but like, I'll pay the flight. She's popping, she's pretty, she says the same things we say. Like we on the same level. So now it's so crowded that it's harder to date because you have so many choices. You can't. It's a lot harder for people to want to invest in something because it's like there's no like, all right, if I lose her or if I'm dating this person here, it's okay because there's like 20 more of them over here. So it's harder
But that
because you
also
have more
makes it,
choices.
I agree, but here's what I have a problem with. I agree. I think we're on the same side of the court here, or the line.
Yeah.
Because what I've come across is
Okay.
this thing that when I date women in modern, like the dates that I've gone in 2023 and 2024, it's
Mhm.
very, very unrealistic standards they have for themselves now.
I mean, yeah, I think the standards are there, but at the same time, I guess we're going off what you said. We're on the same page because that's another reason why it's harder. Because there's some influencer or somebody that they're seeing that's literally showcasing their whole life. And there may be a woman out there or a man that is legit. I'm not settling for XYZ. So now we got little Susie Q over here that like
Susie
let's
Q
give her a ranking out of 10. She might be a 6
thinking
trying to
she a
do something
10.
that so try and do something that a 10 can do. Baby girl, you're not in the same ballpark. You can't do what she's doing over there online.
Big facts. And I've been seeing a lot of these things on TikTok, on
Hmm.
Instagram, on social media accounts like YouTube. Like, what we all make sure y'all like,
Hmm.
comment, and subscribe to your boys.
Please
Yes.
do. Hit that button,
Shameless,
hit that button, hit that button.
shameless plug. But, either way,
Hey,
what I've been finding on these social media platforms is these
what's
dudes that's
that?
out there interviewing these girls while they out on the street going to the clubs and whatnot.
Okay.
And I was watching this one dude, and I think it's like The Desirable Truth. He was out in Miami. He's a pretty decent
Okay.
dude. He's not like one of those other, a little off topic, but he's not like one of those other dudes that shove a mic in your face and be like, tell me, would you get road hit? Like, not inappropriate. He's actually asking questions that you and
Okay.
I, as gentlemen, or other gentlemen and other women in this world, would actually want to know.
Hmm.
So the point of that I bring that across is like he was asking two individual girls about, how do they foresee the dating life the dating world as it is right now. And one of the girls was like, oh, it's fine to me. And he responds back, so you have a boyfriend? She's like, no, I'm single. And he's like, oh, okay, when was your last relationship? She's like, well, actually, I got like 4 boyfriends. I'm like, could you
Ooh.
imagine being one of the 4 of them dudes thinking that you got the chick all by yourself? And then yet she over here playing ball games like she got a basketball team and she the GM of the
Got a
Pistons.
roster. She got a roster.
So the thing that I'm saying is this. We touched on it a couple episodes ago in regards to open relationships, polyamory, and I'm not
Yeah.
going down that road again. But the fact of the matter is the girl that was on that actual episode didn't actually tell these other individuals that she was dating them.
So that's
So,
making my point. It's making my point. There's too much accessibility for people now that you think you got 4 dudes. And here's the thing: bras that have these fake implants, right? These injections and all these type of things. These bras, you know what I mean? So
but
that
I
they get
thought they get it
injected like chicken.
but I thought they get it because they think we like it.
No, I don't know why they do. They do it against each other. I don't know, man. I can't because I don't. That's a whole nother story. But look, man, like I get what you're saying, and we are definitely on the same page. And I think this is one of these episodes where we might agree with certain things like this. Because here's the thing, dog. When you look at it just like that, we're looking at it just like that, right? She's juggling dudes like, you know, like a juggler.
But
So it's like,
isn't it not the same thing we were doing before all of these dating apps? As men, we were juggling a lot of these women. Is it not just being played back to us now that women are now having a men mentality?
I'm not even speaking on women though. I'm speaking on men and women in general.
Oh, I
We
was
can still
secluding
have a
men. You know, we
roster.
perfect.
Of course, I mean we don't do anything wrong. Obviously, we're saints. But I think that overall, we as men that were like dogs or gigolos, whatever women want to call them,
I'm a
Uh,
gigolo. I get lots of hoes.
anyway, here's the thing, man. Like you really look at it, we can sit here and I've even come to that conclusion sometimes myself, where I'm like, I talked to a girl and I'm sitting there like, you're not. I can go get another one of you, and it's like things are easily accessible and easily replaceable, unless. Now, granted, this isn't speaking for generals, but a lot of people just look like there's no value in the person that you may be trying to courtship for. It's like, all right, well, there's another girl that's either whatever your tickles your fancy, maybe a former athlete or some CEO or whatever your girl you're trying to court. There's always another one somewhere else, and someone like you with your passport, bro, you can go grab a whole female in another country where, if we doing the conversion rate, you might be up there in salary with her too if you go to the right place. So then you're like, hey, let me bring my American dollars to this woman that I'm courting overseas and get what I want because I have options now.
So what? So to piggyback off what you said, I was thinking the other day, and you know it's dangerous when I start to think.
Uh-oh,
So
what we
I
got?
was thinking the other day, it's a lot of it has to come down to like this whole instant gratification mindset that we have now in today's society. And why I say that it's like the instant gratification part of it is because look at how many of these, I'm saying these like I'm not part of the group, but I know I'm part of the group because I'm swiping right. Either
Oh,
way,
you one of them.
I'm two of them.
Damn,
But what
damn.
I'm saying is a lot of it is coming from the instant gratification point of view of it. And to really hone down into it, I can't blame individuals when they're saying I'm out looking for my next my future husband. There was a saying that used to be like, I used to say it too. I'm looking for my next future my future ex-wife. Like, what kind of mindset is that I'm out looking for my future ex-wife? Because I've already had the expectation that it wasn't going to last. With 50% of breakups, about 50% of divorces right now is that's skyrocketing. I think it's above 50% that are people are getting divorces after getting married. But like you were mentioning, because they have a lot of access to, tapping on the phone, calling Tyrone from the local payphone, all of that other stuff. Everybody got somebody slanging around the corner or somebody giving it up around the corner. And you brought up this and I'm not going to say exactly what you said last episode, but you have certain not criterias, but categories of women that are out here slanging and throwing that vajayjay out at people, which already makes it a very difficult way of dating. Because, like, you think about it, and let me ask you, Jordan, this. If
What's
you
up?
have a one night stand or you meet a girl the one first night and she's like, Jordan, I love One Piece. Jordan, Naruto is like one of my all-time animes. Jordan, I love slobbing and knocking, back of the throat, everything you look for, right, in the ideal girl. And she lets you hit it the first night.
Mm-hmm.
In your mind, what is the percentage? What is the chance that you're going to stay with her? In your mind.
So here's the thing, bro. And it's funny that you mentioned that because I had this conversation years ago. And a lot of times that I speak to some of my homies or my cousins and stuff like that, they're always dropping some gems. And one of the things I thought about was I think you got to get a chance to know the person if the vibe is there. And here's what I'm going with it. Just because you hit it on the first night does not mean every other dude can. Now, granted, if you hear about a few different things like, oh yeah, you hit that too? Oh yeah, bro, I hit that the first 2 minutes I seen it. And I've seen that. I've seen a girl that, me and my boy was out, RIP to my homie. We were out, and we saw one of his homies, and he just came out of the bathroom, and this blonde chick with a fatty came out of the bathroom right behind him. We're like, oh yeah, I just knocked
Ooh.
that down, right? Next thing I know, I see this broad in my DMs maybe like a week later, and I'm
Oosh.
sitting there. I'm like, ain't that shit? No, we were just cooking it. But she was trying to. So it's like, I'm like, yeah, we can hang out, whatever. But she was trying to actually date me. I'm like, no, we're not doing that. I'm not doing that. Somebody else will be like, and and here's the thing. Here's where a lot of females go into my past is my past, but your past also kind of reflects your future. And
Does
the
it
thing
though?
is, I think it does because it all depends if you're a creature of habit or you're someone that's going to do things like that. If you're known for these things, these actions, I'm never going to be a simp. I will never be a simp. Now, if whoever's a simp, good for you. You want to do what you want to do. If the local, doorknob wants to date you, so be it. But I think there's levels of what you do and who you're with and how you handle it. So to make a long story short here, if I hit off a chick on the first night, I'm gonna want to. If I'm not gonna think about dating them right away, but I definitely want to get the Carfax because at the end of the day, you're a representation of me.
It's the whole
Because
facts, my brother. It's the whole
hey,
facts.
whatever, Hofax, Carfax, whatever. I need to know like is this a normal thing? I'm gonna do my digging. I'm gonna do my research because when someone's a representation of you, and you and I have had these conversations, and I remember saying to you, I'm like, yo, if you were cool with my girl, and we talked, we kind of niched this topic, and it was like friendship with the opposite sex. If you would have hit off my girl, and you're her friend, I can't be cool. I can't be cordial with
Can't
you.
be
Now that's a
cordial with you.
preference. 'Cause I'm not gonna go to the altar knowing. And now, granted, there are people that have the lifestyle, so there's no disrespect to whatever people do, what they do, and what they believe in. But for me, my preference, your friend can't have hit off you and then expect me to just let you like, oh no, you gotta trust him. We gotta trust. No, fuck that. No, I don't care about the trust.
But
But the
here's the
Carfax and the
thing.
different.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm just gonna say the answer to both questions. Let me and I'll let you go. My thing is, if you let me hit and we have a vibe off the first night, that is all good and cool because at least I know how it is, how it feels, whatever. We know if the sex was good, we want to continue to chat. Cool. If this is just a one off type of thing and Shorty's cool as hell,
But
then
what's the
yeah, why
difference
not?
though? Because I know a ton
The,
of
the
women
difference
out
between
there. Hold
what?
on. The difference between if we hit it off and if it's gonna be a hit it and quit it. Because you got a lot of women that are out there like, yo, I really vibed with this dude. That was the reason why I threw the JJ at him. But
Hmm.
as a man, you and I don't know how you are, but for me, I'll be completely honest. I love the chase sometimes. Sometimes when I've already conquered it in the first half
You're
or in
kind
the
of
first
over
quarter,
it.
I'm already done with it. Because at the end of the day, yes, you might
You're
be
you're a
cool. You
hunter.
might be, huh?
You're a hunter.
I am a hunter, but don't get it twisted. I've had a relationship that lasted 3.5 years off of hitting it the first night we hung out. But it wasn't so the simple fact I wasn't in the mindset of hunting. But what it was is I gave it the chance, even though I wasn't going to call her the next day. It was actually a funny situation. I kind of butt dialed her back and we started a conversation from the butt dial. But that's what led to 3 years. But either way, when it went for those 3 years, it was some of the happiest 3 years I've ever had. But it started
Nice.
off as a one night stand. But I've also had one night stands that I ran out the goddamn room with drawers and shirt in hand
It
and
be
then
like that.
balls in hand, and I ain't even want to stop and say hello or thank you for the good time. I was out the door before she could roll over and say how was it for you.
I mean, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. And I've never actually dated anyone that I've had a one night or like the first time. But there's a difference between a one night and just hooking up the first time you meet them.
How?
Because you're saying a one night stand is something you know you're never going to pursue again. If you don't even
But
have
some
their freaking number.
okay, so what's the definition for you for a one night stand though?
A one night stand is literally hooking up and never talking to him again. If I am
Okay,
in
so what?
like
Okay, go ahead.
so if I hook up with somebody, let's just say I go out and you and I
Are you
are out in the
saying like
club.
friends and benefits versus one night stand?
What I'm saying is if you and I go out to the club and we see some chicks out there
Mm-hmm.
and I meet a girl, we're vibing, the vibe is there, we're cool. And like we exchange numbers, whatever. And then we see each other again that night or whatever, and we like, all right, we know where this is leading. I'm like, yo, X, don't wait up for me, bro. Go do your thing.
So that's your one night stand.
No, 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 let me finish. If I hit, you know what I mean? And I'm like, yo, come get me. I ain't
But
calling her
oh,
back.
but I get that point. But I'm saying before you actually have the action and you're thinking, I'm taking her back, is it in your head at that point a one night stand is going to be? Or is it going to be something, all right, I'll hit you up again tomorrow because she has cool vibes? Because before you hit it, think about it as a man. For me, before I hit it, everything is cherry blossoms and beautiful. And because
You saying post
I'm
nut
thinking with
clarity. You
it.
say you saying post nut clarity. I think that's a good point. That's a good point, but it all depends on the post nut clarity though. Like if here's the thing, if you hit something off and you're like, that wasn't bad, I'll hit this again. That's no longer a one night stand. That's something that you're interested in.
Okay,
But if
okay.
but if you hit it and be like, all
It's
right, it did what I
trash.
needed to do. It did what I needed to be done. I'm good off of this. But if you vibing off the person before, like the thing is, a one night stand, you don't even have to vibe with someone. You can just look at them like, all right, what you doing tonight? You? All
Okay,
right, bet.
so it basically you're thinking of the post nut of what happens after it. So for me, for the one night stand is the intention of which I'm going into it with. Because and we'll move on to the next topic after this. I can go to the club and I meet a chick and we don't really vibe, but we got sexual chemistry. And so I'm
That's the
like,
one night
all right,
stand turning
for
into
me,
something.
exactly.
That's
But
fine.
I've also had girls that I've met at the club and she's like, yo, I'm a Miami fan. Oh, I go to the games. I'm a box seat holder. I got season tickets, everything that I would like out of a girl. And I'm still
Yeah.
like, smash, wake up. And I'm like, I don't need no more girls in my life. Even though she's great, I don't need no more girls in my life.
So where are you going with that? Maybe that's just a decision from you though. Doesn't
Right.
make it a one night stand.
That's the thing is what I'm saying. I was trying to get from you. It's like, do you have an understanding of what you kind of explained, where your mind goes after it's like, how do you decide between, yes, I want her to stay in my life and see where this goes versus I'm completely done with this. Thank you for the wham bam. Thank you, ma'am.
You said it. You said it already. I mean, we already joked on it. The post nut clarity. If you feel like I gotta get the hell out of here, you done. Like, you going to delete that number, delete the message. I'm cool.
And
But
so,
if you that
go
post
ahead.
nut clarity, if that post nut clarity, you're like, damn, that was some good shit, and she was cool, and she fine. Yeah, I'm gonna definitely have to hit that up again. That was some good shit. But if you're like, that was all right. I may want to hit this up later. If I see her around, it is what it is. It's a one night stand because you have no intentions of hitting it. And I think that goes for women too. They might be like, well, the dick was good, but I mean, I'm
And
not feeling him like that.
And my friend, that is exactly what the mindset of a lot of women having right now. That is the
Are
mindset a
they?
lot of they are having men mentality where they're like, hey, I came to get my nut. If you didn't give me a good nut, sayonara. But if you was giving me good dick, all right, I'm going to bring you back around. I'm going to add you to my roster. I am now playing GM. But as you
Okay.
and I both, and that's what I was explaining, a lot of these women now have men mentalities. But as you and I both know, I don't know if you've ever had a one night stand, but I've had a few in my past. But
Of
I've
course.
never, until I was an adult and then I started gaining more female friends, that I realized the trauma, the actual mental trauma and things it does to these women without giving them a reason on why. Because I used to ghost people. You could have called me Casper. I used to change, bruh. It's so bad. I used to give girls the wrong name just so they couldn't find me again. And
Yeah,
I
you a
never
dog.
really, I'm what you call a fuck boy. I was what you call a fuck boy. I'm not
So
anymore.
you're
I'm a mature
admitting
man.
that. You're admitting that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I knew in college what I was doing. I was
I
not
think
the
we all
one.
do.
Exactly. But we don't ever think of the trauma that we actually caused these women, which brings us to the next topic.
You're right.
I'm
It does.
curious
That's a
to
decent
know,
segue.
I'm curious to know what your thoughts are when it comes to the woman's psyche in today's modern life. I mean, in today's modern 2023, 24, 25. What do you think women think of when they see men and how they're judging to date us or suit, court, become in a relationship? How could you put yourself in their shoes? What do you think they're thinking when they see men in today's society?
Dude,
Oh, before you
you
jump in,
know,
women, this is solely our opinions. So please don't come castrate us for our opinions. Cause like me, I'm unapologetically me and I might say some off the wall shit. So yeah, thank you.
oh God, oh God. Time to get canceled. Can't wait. Nah, man. And I'm glad we got to the segment here, this part, dog, because I'm excited. I can't really sit here and say first and foremost that I can like you stated, I can't speak for a woman. If I'm looking at it and I'm seeing what's going on and what you just said, ladies, whoever dealt with his ass in college, I apologize on behalf of the men race. On the men. See, there you
Yeah.
go. They got the Nick Cannon going on, with the little
Ooh.
dance, you know,
Mm,
in the
mm.
but seriously, man, shit's rough. I don't blame any woman that is like, you know what? I'm gonna treat y'all like y'all treat me because I gotta protect my heart. And here's the thing. I think that, and I said this. I called it the circle of life. You know,
What the hell is this? Lion King?
yeah, it is. Boy meets girl. Boy dates girl. Boy gets skirmed by girl. Boy becomes a fuck boy. Fuck boy meets a beautiful girl. Girl becomes scorned. She becomes a fuck girl, and it goes back into that fuck girl that does that guy wrong. So it's
Misery loves
never in this.
company.
So now here's how it goes. You got these women that are like, you know what? He was a cool dude. He was vibing. He was still chill. And then they finally let him hit, or they let him hit the first night, whatever. Whenever they let him hit, and they go, it was cool. And then next thing you know, oh, you're trying to reach X. His name is Steven. What? Oh, you know X? Oh, his name's actually Steven. Wait, I thought his name was Theodore. So now these bros like, damn, this guy did me dirty just because he wanted to get the draws. So why would I? Like, we're human. We all have needs. I think a lot of times women are putting themselves on a pedestal in a sense, even though that what I might value as a woman as I'm not going to deal with or date, but that doesn't mean that someone else isn't going to hold them to a higher standard. But I think that these women are having these men mentalities now, like, you know what, fuck it, I'm just going to get my pussy wet and keep it moving. I don't need him. I just need some dick, and I'm just going to keep it moving. And that's how these females may be.
Forget
All
that. They just
pause
got
right there.
daddy issues.
They don't have to have daddy issues. They might be like, you know what? And if sometimes I just saw something where, their daddy might be like, you know what? Play the game. Get what you can out of him. If he ain't making X amount of dollars, you don't need to be dealing with him. You know who you are. So I think a lot of time these women are just scorned. And it's the same thing. Like, dog, I remember like one of my first girlfriends, you know, we were kind of like, when you kind of dating a girl from like the neighbor school and stuff like that. And so it's a little bit of a long distance kind of thing, but really not. It's just you don't got a car yet, so you can't really get to the next neighborhood over unless you're taking a bus or you got a bus pass or something like that. So it's kind of hard.
Never.
And I and
Never.
I remember this girl I was talking to. We were dating, and every time she would come, her dad lived on my side of town, but she lived with her mom on the other side of town, right? So she would come over every time, and then one day she was like, "Yeah, this ain't working out, Jordan." She was just trying to date, when we go online, she's like, "Oh, who's this dude?" I never got a chance to hit, so I couldn't put nothing down, I couldn't like secure my spot. That's what we think. Like, hey, if I hit, she ain't
Oh,
going nowhere.
is that how you punch your ticket? Is that how you become a
That's
season
how.
ticket holder?
That's how you become a season ticket holder. So the story is, I'm like, all right, well, she's like not trying to date me. I mean, she's not with me no more. But I'm like, bro, like I'm a good dude. I'm treating her right. I'm calling her every night. Like we're, caking on the phone. Life is great. So then, she break up. Like we break up, and then like 2 years later, she ends up moving to my neighborhood. See her. Oh, now you want to date Jordan, huh? You know what? I'll because you're a cute girl in our school. Now you're the new girl. You know who I am. Oh, you see me on the basketball team. Oh yeah, I'm a date him now. Oh, now you see I'm the man, huh? Okay,
Ooh, he said the
I'm a
man.
hit. So now I hit. I got her laying over there telling stories about how I laid the wood. Oh, he broke up with me. You damn right I did. What I
Damn,
need
that's
you for
fucked
now?
up. That's fucked
It is
up.
fucked up, and that's how it went because you fucked me over. I'm petty as hell. I'm petty what? So now, here you go. You did me dirty, and I was like, you know what? I'm cool. I think I broke up with her on her birthday too. Kind of think of it. Yeah,
You worse. Well,
yeah.
I can't say that. I can't worse that.
I'm.
I used to do
Hey,
some grimy things.
but do you see my cycle? You
Yes.
broke up with me just because there was a dude that was closer around you that you shouldn't have let get to the point where I'm being faithful when there's girls in my school all around me. I'm like, yeah, I got a girl. I got a girl. Man, people didn't even know. Mike, they thought my girl was Casper too, bro. They thought my girl didn't even exist. I'm like, look, you took photos offline. But I say all that to go to my point is I think that the person sometimes a lot of people, like you said, hurt people. And sometimes people are scorned from these things, and a lot of women are dealing with all these fuckboys because they all just want to hit. It's just like, how can I get to the draws first? How can I
Yeah.
hit this first? I don't really care about whatever's on up
If I'm
here.
gonna get
I care
hurt, I
about what's
might as
going
well
down
get
here.
something good out of it.
Exactly. So that's my opinion on it. What about you?
Woo! Boy, doggy, boy, doggy, boy, doggy. All right.
Uh oh.
Where should I
Uh
even
oh.
start, my boy?
Good luck,
Okay.
ladies.
No, and I'll say this, and I'll give you my history and where I am today. I gave you a little bit of history about, yes, I was a genuine fuckboy.
Not
College,
bad.
high school was my coming to. I thought I was bad in high school, but high school, I
Okay.
had to still look at these individuals on a given day. So I didn't really literally thrive until I got to college. Your boy got his wings when he got to college. Because, like, think about it. I went to Florida State. And if you go to Florida State and they got 60,000 plus students at Florida State, the chances of you running into the same individual on campus is kind of difficult unless you were part of some extracurricular activities or something of that sort that brought you together. But if you found a rando on campus, it is very, very difficult to run into that same person. So I
Unless you got
played
the
the
same
numbers.
classes. Yeah.
But I never dated girls that was in my same major.
He's playing chess, not checkers.
You can't be swimming in the same pond that you plan on fishing in. That's just my thing. So this is, ladies, I apologize. I know y'all look at me and you think I'm a man of
You ain't
wisdom, but I
sorry.
wasn't always a man of wisdom. I used to be a
You ain't
genuine
sorry.
fuckboy, manipulator, gaslighter, all of it. Cause you know what? Hurt, like he said, hurt people hurt people. I was hurt. And I was only hurt because, so let me give you a little bit of a backstory real quick, and I'll jump back into the topic. I had my senior year, I left high school with a high school sweetheart. That was my baby.
Okay.
I got
Oh.
to college. The first year and a half of college, I was in a relationship.
Hmm.
I was faithful. I was everything that I needed to be. I was Mr. Ooh, yes.
Okay.
She could
Sounds
count
like it.
on
Sounds
me.
like it.
But
All
life
right.
events happened. And we life events happened, and let's just say we were not together anymore. So, to go back to the same thing that I said, hurt people hurt people. And because I
Mhm.
was hurt, everyone needed to feel my wrath. And because everyone needed to feel my wrath, I didn't care who I hurt, what I did, or anything. That's why I became the manipulator to get what I wanted. I became the gaslighter to make sure that I can make a vicious cycle so that they continue to come back to me. I was emotionally abusive.
Damn.
I did all of that because I was hurt.
That's
Now,
messed up, bro.
it is messed up, but I'm not that same person that I was in college.
That's
College was damn near 13, 14 years ago for me. I am not that same person. But the point of this talk, of our podcast and I said talk show. The point of this podcast is to get this shit up off my chest.
Get it off.
I want people to
shit
be able
off.
to learn from this. But either way, being the gaslighter, emotional manipulator, all of this, I was hurt. And so,
Obviously,
I understand why women in today's society think the way they think. Whether they got daddy issues, there was a man in their life that is past trauma. Whether it's a man that was absent in their life, that was supposed to be the bridge between what she's supposed to know and what to expect from a future man that's not there, or it's past trauma. I literally have a very close friend of mine that is a female that I've helped over the past 8 years. I ain't never smashed. She knew me through some of my darkest times, and she's one of my close, very, very close friends. The point I'm making is they had trauma. They had trauma that I've never seen before. But there was a point to making this, is that because I healed, I have now been able to heal other people. And yes, a lot of them have been men. I mean, pause. No, a lot of them have been, a lot of them have been women.
You owed that. You are definitely owed that. You deserve that one. Yeah.
A lot of them have been women. And what I'm saying this, with a lot of these women that are hurt and are in this vicious cycle that Jordan has mentioned, they've now become acceptant of being single. They are now more willing to be like, I'm rather focusing on my money and being a better person for myself rather than potentially bringing in another bad egg, because all I've had in my life is men disappointing me. And so now when you start getting a lot of bad eggs, you start getting more women who become now closed off. And I don't blame them. I really don't. But the back of my mind, I still have in the back of my mind, shut up and get over it.
Let me ask you something. I want to subplot real quick.
Okay.
So because of these women, and I'm grateful that you help that person out. It's always good to help people when you're healed, because I think we need to always pass on, whatever we learn to others. That's how we all grow as humanity. Because a lot of time that gives people opportunity to see things from a different lens. But my question to you is, when we're looking at these things and these people are hurt, and you see some of these people making these decisions, like, all right, like a woman saying, I'm going to be like a man now. Do you consider somebody like that wants to stay single because they've been like scorned, and they're like, I'm not going to say, let's just say they're just having their hoe phase. Do you consider a woman that wants to stay single, like hooking up with multiple men, a hoe? And what is your definition of a hoe because of that? Like, is that a definition of a hoe, or what is it to you? And can you see yourself courting somebody like that?
For me, I don't like the word hoe. I don't like the word slut. I don't like the word whore, whatever the case may be. For me, I'm a person that describes someone as promiscuous. I use this word as a way of saying I don't blame these women for what they're doing. And I say this because I can't guilt someone who gets burned by a fire and decides to make the fire their own.
Damn, cook
So
X.
If they're going and they're out having the time of their life and they're not hurting nobody, I can't fault her or him for doing so. As long as they're not hurting anybody and they're just enjoying what their body's intended to do, it is what it is. Because Unless you haven't been there and there's a biblical reason or whatever the case may be, we've all been through that whole phase. I don't care what nobody say. Because a whole phase to me, whether it was 4, whether it was 3, whether it was 10, whether it was 50, after we've caught that first nut and we don't have that same individual, we all go seeking that same serotonin or whatever, the same feeling of orgasmic feeling again. And that's why majority of women and men, after you've had sex 1 or 2 times, you go through a little bit of a spree. I can't fault nobody for that. In 2024, 25, 23, whatever the case may be, I almost expect, and I don't even care about body counts right now, I almost expect my woman to have been over 15. And to me, that's okay. Because if they turned around and asked me what my number was, oh, Lord. Oh,
Lord.
and you know what?
You're leaving the numbers out of it.
Hey, if she asked me, I'm like, I forgot. That shit don't matter to me. I forgot.
Yeah,
I don't count.
No, I feel that.
I might remember the first 5, but no, I'm good.
So would you, so if you're not worried about if a woman had a high body count, you're not worried about that if they're like, if the vibe is right and there's something that you're courting for, the body count won't matter to you then?
So here's the thing that I have to figure out. If we have a conversation and it just comes out, hey, babe, I ain't gonna lie, I have a checkered past. I done had a lot of fun. And a lot of fun is probably 3 times more than what you consider a lot of fun. Because I've had females that I've been with sexually that's been with over 100 men.
Did you date them?
We talked.
See, that's different. That's what I'm asking.
It's a difference. Okay, I don't want to. I'm a hypocrite. I'll be honest. I'm a hypocrite.
There you go.
When it comes down to it, for me, it's always, and this is the difference between today's culture as being women and men. There's still double standards, of course. We had an episode on it. Make sure you go check it out if you haven't seen it. There are double standards. When it comes back to women and their body count, I myself can't always indulge in dating someone that has more pegs than there are yard lines on a football field.
Okay.
So what I mean by that is this. To get to that number, an individual has to be extremely hurt and have yet to seek help for that hurt that they're trying to fill. Unless it's your profession, you are hurt if you are that high. And this is one of those questions that me and some friends that are females have had. What is a number that you think is outrageously too high? And I sometimes sneak those questions in if I'm actually, feeling this chick out, if I'm feeling a girl and, we having conversations as friends, and I just be like, you know what? I got a question. If you had in the back of your mind a number that you would look at a man completely different if he eclipsed that number, what would that number be? And if she tell me and bitch, I'm past that motherfucker, then I'm like, well, that's good to know. Why are you past it? Oh, actually, I don't know. I stopped counting since I left high school.
Damn.
But the reason the reason behind it though is because and this is why I can't judge individuals. We are adults. We are indulging in adult entertainment. So numbers don't matter to me. And to get back to the topic of women's psyche in today's modern society, even them themselves don't really care about numbers because they are grabbing bodies left and right for a lot of women. Not all women. There are still women out there who still believe the lower the number, the more attractive I am to a potential suitor. That is also more popular in other outside countries than it is America and Western civilization in today's day and age. Hell, I can't even say that. Japan out there, they got girls that are 20 years old that got already like 50 bodies. And I'm like, girl, you active.
But time out though. You just said something that I caught. You said that you don't really care about a number. But then I asked you, would you
I
date
don't care
someone with
to
a high
know the
number?
number.
So as long as you don't know, you're fine with dating them.
Exactly. And
Okay.
but
As
there
long
is a
I want the
question.
ladies to hear that. I want the
There is
ladies
a
to hear that.
question that I am going to ask. If I go and visit your damn family and we go back to your hometown for the holidays and it's Christmas and we over here singing la 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 fa la 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 at the Christmas tree, or we go to the local soup kitchen and we helping out with the poor, am I gonna see everybody walking around pointing at you like, oh, she finally found a man after everybody done smashed in town? I can't be that guy.
I
Or if
feel
I'm
that.
at my
I
wedding
respect
and
that.
there's rumors and everybody talking about I done been with her. I'm sorry, boo. You might hate me, but I might walk out in the middle of that. I can't do. We moving. We moving to Timbuktu. We gonna be the only motherfuckers in the woods.
So you'll still date her, but you're just like we can't be in a city where the mileage is high.
Yes, to it's what I don't know won't hurt me. As long as until I know it, it. Though I'm a man that stand on business, and I do believe I wouldn't be upset. But tell me this up front. If you know
Yeah,
you've had
we'll
a
let you make the
checkered
decision.
past, and let me
You make
make
the
that
decision.
decision. Because if you put me in a corner and I'm finding out and we 5 years deep, I love you, but I don't love you.
No, because you took that away from me. I think that's
Ex-
fair. I think that's a fair thing. Like it's like you were so selfish. It's kind of like if somebody had some like an STD or some shit and they just decided to give it to you because they wanted to keep you.
Oh, now we getting way off topic now, buddy.
I'm just saying, like
You sound
people are
hurt
so
now, but
selfish.
you sound
I mean, it
hurt now,
wasn't
boy.
me. It wasn't me. My tests are clean and a green, baby. I'm good. But it is one of those things where it's like people are so selfish where they will do things to try to keep people around. Like, like I can get into so deep with it, such as we've seen people with domestic violence want to hurt somebody because they want to keep them to themselves and they don't know how else to do anything but like if I can't have you, no one else can. That's how a lot of people think.
Or you got
So I
women
was
out here
saying that.
having babies from suckers who they want to keep and they had no business having babies for them.
That's what I mean by
That is
selfish,
a
and
trap.
that goes on to it. People will trap, and then it's like that's where it's kind of like where you what you're saying. I agree with because if you know something, and I always say that like for me, I'm like, look, tell me what it is, so I don't walk in the room looking stupid. Tell me what it is, so I'm not sitting here looking like every. If we're adults, we all have a past. And one of the things we did say in regards to this, like, yeah, everyone may have a hoe phase. You gotta look at it. If somebody starts having sex at like 14, and here they are at 40, and they only hooked up with like three people a year, that's not really a hoe,
No, that's
but
not.
that's a
That's
lot
nice.
of
That's a
mileage.
no. Well, it depends.
And so
So
it all depends on that person's number. But if we're not
it's
taking
not the
numbers, and you
number,
and I
it's the
discussed.
yearly average.
So if your yearly average is only three bodies per year, what I'm simply stating is people might not look at averages, they may be looking at totalities. And that's
Uh
where people this is why this number stuff kind
is
of is like
irrelevant.
it's a double-edged it's irrelevant and it's a double-edged sword because if you're like, oh, I'm not dating a man that hooked up with
150.
40 yeah, I'm not or for as a man, I'm not dating a woman that hooked up with over 100. Now, granted, you got to look at totalities. It's like, all right, well, if this woman's been sexually active for so long and they have only had like three bodies a year, like that's not bad. But again,
It
someone
is
else
if,
might be like,
but it also
"Eh,
depends when they lost their virginity.
if you lose your virginity at 12, you're kind of like you're kind of fucked. But I'm just giving on. It doesn't matter when you
Yeah,
lose
they
it.
got fucked.
Damn. But what I'm saying is a totality and is different, but it's like and I think where you spoke on is pretty good is that what I don't know won't hurt me as well as it's not your business per se, but it's like I think as someone who's prideful, I don't want to be put in a situation that's going to make me uncomfortable. And I think it's your due diligence as my woman to make sure you protect me as much as I am to
But
protect
are
you.
they your woman? Because nowadays women in today's society will say I'm my own person. And this brings me back to the original topic at hand is this. With women in their current psyche, they don't want. So this is, I touched on this in many episodes. Women want chivalry, but don't want to do the things that made men chivalrous.
Facts. True.
And the
Oh
problem
shit.
that it is with this, women want their freedom, and I'm all about having your freedom. But you can't ask for the old type of man and want to be the new type of woman. I'm all for a woman going out and being who they want to be, but you can't fault me if I'm asking for a woman that I want who's going to have traditional values. Now, I'm about to be the super huge hypocrite because Jordan, I lied on this episode. I have lied on this episode.
I just told you to cook, and this is what you do?
And I've just come to a realization.
Okay. What you realize? What did you lie about?
I am a hypocrite. Because now that I've thought about the women that I've dated long term, their body count was really, really fucking low.
Okay. So you lied about what?
I didn't lie intentionally. I just didn't realize I misled myself in this conversation. Though I may not subconsciously, I may have a problem with it and not knowing that as much as I want to be open and say that I'm accepting of a woman being who they want to be, my track record say most of the women that I've dated over the last 10 years, 15 years, all combined had less than 15 bodies.
But do you know that for sure? Because you asked it? Because you actually do care about bodies?
No, it's because I dated a particular type of cultures that it goes against their tradition and their morals of their ethnicities to have a high body count.
Sounds like you're still like a fuckboy.
No, I'm not a fuckboy because I do respect the woman and their choices. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to manipulate nobody. But what I have just realized is the Colombian girl I dated, she came from a traditional background. And she, at that time, but she was also, most of the girls I dated were semi-religious, but she came from a background where a high body count doesn't get her very far in finding the right husband. So she kept a low body count. The Asian girls that I've dated know what?
How do people even really know what a girl's actual body count is besides that person?
Now we going into another topic there.
I'm just saying, J. Cole said, whatever it is, you got to multiply that thing by 3. So, I mean.
But here's the thing. If you're not going to trust her in the beginning of what, if she gives you your body count, if you're not going to trust her from the beginning, then your shit was doomed from the beginning. Because if you already not trusting her and thinking in the back of the head, oh, yeah, I bet you have more than that, then you got no problem with it. That's the least of your worries because now you can't trust anything else she's going to say, which is already dooming the relationship. Like, I have a situation that I've been in where I dated a virgin. And you know how fucking difficult it is to believe somebody at a certain age that you're still a virgin? It is difficult. Everything in my fiber tells me you should have been pounded by now. But to not believe this individual would be a dishonest to the relationship I was trying to build. Because anything that happens further on, I'm just going to be like, can I really trust you? Because I still don't believe that.
Yeah.
So
Did you?
Did I what?
No, I'm saying, like, did you actually do
it?
Right,
exactly. Did you? So now all I'm going to start thinking is everything that I can't believe or it just seems over the top, I'm not going to believe because I'm still harped on this one thing, which in my head doesn't matter. But this brings us to the next topic. What don't matter is how we see women in today's day and age. Because these girls out here saying, I don't care what you think about me. I don't care how I dress. I'm not coming out to please you. So, in modern day expectation for men, What are your expectations when it comes to dating women in 2024, 23, and 25?
I mean, I got to be honest, man. I'm really not in the game for this, but I'm not. I don't have these problems. But what I will say is
Okay, Mr.
this.
Relationship. Sorry. Happy 1 year.
I will say this. When it comes to modern day, you know, expectations, I think that one thing you touched on is the chivalry. Women will expect a man to be chivalrous over things that they're not doing the same way. It's like, I mean, shoot, freaking Cardi B said it her best. I don't cook, I don't clean. Let me show you I got this ring. Why would I want to? Why would I want to court somebody like that ain't going to
Social
do
media
anything?
is the death of women. Continue.
So now here's the thing. I think in a relationship you shouldn't get complacent. But I mean, I'm just speaking on a relationship wise. Like
Preach, my
I
brother.
I said something to mine like one day like I was like, yo, it's been a while since I got a little sexy little photo. And she just looked and didn't even, she's like, damn. That was her response. Because she knew, damn, I ain't seen him shit in a minute. I'm over here thirst trapping online, but I ain't seen him shit in a minute. Yeah, you forgot about the squad, right? And so it's like, but she ended up sending me an exclusive for myself, which is like, you should never get complacent in a relationship because the moment you do that, someone else is already going to send a flick. Somebody else will already try to take your spot. You can't get
But should they
complacent.
be able to do that in the first place, though? Is
They
it that easy
shouldn't.
to have you drawn
No,
away?
but it goes back to the first point. It goes back to it's so accessible. Things are so easily accessible now. But what I'm saying is because things are so easily accessible, people can be like, well, if you're not going to do it, somebody else will. If you're not going to tickle my balls, someone else is going to tickle my balls. So it is what it is. Don't let me tickle your ball. Let me But what I'm saying is, and the expectations is like I've seen a girl, and me and her were cool. I had no problems with her, but the math wasn't mathing to me. She said, "I need me a man that at least brings in 10K a month."
I
And
mean,
I'm wait a minute. Let me when I'm looking at this person, not putting her business out there, not putting her business out there at all. But it was like, "Are you making 10K a month?" And they were like,
uh,
"No." And I'm not putting none of their business out there or whatever, but I'm like, you can't tell somebody what they need to make when you ain't doing the same. Like,
facts.
what do you want to offer, pussy? Like, there's a plethora. If a man really wants pussy, he can go get himself a hooker and just keep it
True.
moving.
True.
You pay for it, you pay them to go away. I will never judge a man for paying for pussy. Now, granted, I don't plan on doing it,
Don't we all pay for
but
pussy? Don't we all pay
no,
for
no,
pussy?
not all the time.
Yes,
Hey,
we
hey,
do.
hey.
No,
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 no, we don't.
yes. But
Let me ask
okay.
you. Let me ask you something. Let me ask you something. Have you ever just seen a girl and hooked up with her without paying for a damn thing?
I mean, unless I was at a swingers club.
No, I've never been in one of those. But what I'm saying to you is, hey, you've never been out. No, we've talked about this, fuck boy. You've never been out in a club, met a girl, and ended up hooking up with her and didn't spend
In
a
the
dime
club?
in the club.
Cause, uh, yeah.
Yeah. So what I'm
No,
saying is,
no, 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 no,
no,
no. Because I
no,
bought her a
no.
drink. I bought her a drink.
Um, I mean, that's cool.
Yeah,
And
I bought her a
here's
drink.
the thing. Here's the thing. I'm frugal as hell. My boys would take me to the strip club, and they'll be like, "Yo, we got Jordan in here. But he's gonna make sure we get out of here with our pockets." And I wouldn't like. It is a dusty storm when I go to the club. I am not coming out of pocket. I am cheap. I unplug everything. I am frugal. But here's the thing: have I had to spend money? Then yes, of course. I'm not saying that we don't. Well, I guess I should say I prefer not to spend money on things if I can put the money back in my bro. I just spent like 6K today on me. No one else but me.
Okay.
But what I'm saying is when we're talking about these things, when we're looking at these expectations, you can't sit here and expect someone to make a certain amount. And just because you have these two little lists between your legs that you're
And
obligated to.
half
And
of
it's the
it be
same
like,
thing for men. Stop it. Stop it. And here's the thing, it's the same thing with men. Like if you spend money on a female, you can't expect a woman to just give you the draws. You gotta use there's a plenty of times we've all taken an L, took a girl out, and they just wanted to get a free meal.
and I
Like, hey,
swear
I
to
got
God,
and we
I wanted to dump their ass in the Mississippi Delta. Hmm.
but it be
I'll
like
tell you
that. So
about that
that
in a
so
second.
we will get to that. So when we're looking at the main question that you asked your ex, is the modern day ex it is so flawed because there are women out here, and I'm not saying all ladies, I think women come in different shapes and sizes and different mindsets. There are, like I've had women that I've like hooked up with or hung out and bought me stuff and took me out to dinner.
As if
And
I,
and I'm like and I'm
hell of
like,
a cougar too.
word?
Hmm.
Like I'm like, word, you treating me like well, I asked you, Jordan. I asked you to come out with me. I'm like, I
But you
appreciate
don't
that.
normally find that in the younger
No, you
women
don't.
that in today's society. Now you find that in the older ladies that is sophisticated and got their shit together.
Well, I mean, yeah, I think the girl's about in her 30s that did that for me.
They done been through this
But
shit. They know what they want. They know how to get a man and keep a man.
but I think that is where what I'm saying is that not everyone's on this mindset. But I do believe that people have these false expectations and these false pretenses that, oh, I am pretty, I have titties, I have the JJ, I can get whatever I want. Now, granted, there are women that literally have these big fake titties, big fake asses,
That's
beautiful
social media
face,
for you.
and they can do whatever they want and get any ball player, any social media person because they have it. Not everyone's blessed like that, but that false narrative because they can, you know, they think that they can do it too. And like I've been around some females, and there's a big booty female I was around, and she's like, I can
Big
grab
booty
any of these
hoes,
dudes,
hump with it, with it, with
and
it, with
and
it.
she can and she could do whatever she want, and I can look at her, and she looked at me, she said, "You can't handle me." I'm like, I don't want to handle you because I know what kind of time you want, and I'm good. But
Hey,
you know
but
what?
see,
I mess with her. Hold on, let me finish. I mess with her, and she was cool. But the thing is, little Susie down the block ain't gonna do the same. Can't pull the same thing. And a lot of these females try to do the same thing as at her. It's like she's one of one. There ain't too many people like you. So now these false expectations, like, oh well, I'm not coming out the house for anything less than 1,000 a day. Okay, well you're gonna be broke. Whatever
let a
you can
woman
only
tell
get
me
you.
that shit. You gonna be by
Like your
yourself.
situation. You said that that girl wanted to go on a
Dinner date.
date for a real date. Like, shorty, you don't got that package. All my sports fans, all my NBA 2K fans, you don't got that in your package. You can't make that kind of move, shorty.
Yo,
Because you know what? You're
hey,
gonna lose the ball. You're gonna lose
your
the ball,
overall
and
rating too low, mama. You still you
your
still on the
overall right
bench.
there. You you don't got your badges. So
But you
you
make
need
a
to
point.
chill.
You make a point. Because here's the simple fact. You get a lot of women. This is, and I'll be honest, I went through a simp moment when I was brand new in town and I ain't really,
You had money.
I had more money than I needed
You
to
had
do it.
you had money.
So your boy was at the bar. Oh, you and your friends
Okay.
drinking? Okay, let me get y'all all a drink. But I only wanted one of them. Did it work? I probably batted 3, 4 out of 10 times. I was about 40%. It's a good batting average for baseball, but it's horrible percentage count for basketball and, and football accuracy. But
Only
depending
football.
on the
Everything
sport.
else is actually a great action. All those other analogies, yes. Football, no. You batting over 400 in baseball, you is Hall of Fame. Basketball,
Hey,
you pretty good. But if
if we
you
shooting at the
talking
3 point,
football,
if we shooting at the 3 point line, but if we have free throws and I'm doing 40%,
yeah,
I ain't
Coach
making the
Coach gonna
squad.
have to talk to you.
I
Coach gonna
call
have to
me the
talk to
Shack
you.
Attack.
Hey, X, this ain't it for you, bro. Go back on the football
I
field.
better fill in the boxes everywhere else. But either way, the simple fact was I was new to town, so I'm buying the whole group
Yeah.
of drink just to grab the one chick. Yes, that works 3 to 4 times out of the 10. Now,
Mhm.
as your boy started getting options and I had people in a plethora of people in my roster, I still
Okay.
had money, but I ran into a situation.
What happened?
Online dating for a lot of women, it's their bread and butter. In LA, I don't know if it was in Florida and other states, there were women out there who literally got 5 to 7 dinners a week. And that was only because they swiped right and they was getting free dinners. I swear to God. Now, y'all already know I'm a freaky kind of man. Anyways, if I'm already talking in the chat room about smashing, pulling guts and all of that, and I'm bringing you out to dinner, then the expectation is set. Because we've had this conversation. So when
What
we get
expectation?
the expectation that I'm going to smash.
You fucked up, but go ahead.
Of course I fucked up, and this is how I learned. When I paid that Ruth Chris $250 dinner,
Ooh,
and
that's
this
a
bitch over
mistake,
here, oh, I'm full. This was all good. And I'm like, yeah, you done had your T-bone. You ready for this? I done got my protein. I'm about to give you all this protein, baby girl. Coming fast, hot, and easy.
Oh, no.
And shit.
Oh, no.
Man, we get in the car. Yeah, we can go out. We go to my house, and that bitch done fall asleep on me.
Yeah, she was a good no draws.
No, she ain't give up no draws. And the asshole in me woke her ass up and swiftly booted her ass out my house. So I ain't take her ass home. Better call her Uber. Either way, the point of the matter is today's society. We talked about women and the trauma that they've gone through, the social media aspect of trying to keep it up with the Joneses and all these women that are out there with the BBLs, the BBBs, and the whatever the case may be, whatever they transferring fat into other parts of the body. Either way, they keeping up with the Joneses. Now we look at men, and now I'm over here gonna have to put on a filter for these pictures. I gotta suck in my gut a little bit.
No, you can get abs. You can get ab surgery.
Let's see. But yet, when they hear about that from a guy, it's a turnoff. But now you wearing makeup and you doing all of these and you want, we doing pretty, we being pretty for you. I saw this video online the other day, and I'm gonna wrap this up here.
Okay.
This girl was like, the question, this goes back to the deliberate the interview I was talking about. He asked, what's a minimum a guy has to spend on a date? One girl had the nerve to say $300. And here's her reasoning. She said, because I gotta get dressed and put makeup on, and all of that costs money.
That's
and then
problem.
Thank you. But here she goes, oh, my foundation is $300. My lipstick is $2 something. I'm like, you spending all that, you was gonna have to wear them shits anyways. And excuse me, you paid $300 for foundation, but how many uses do you get out of that? So it's technically not $300 you're paying for, because unless you're wearing the whole goddamn bottle, we got a problem.
Yeah,
you may be using $20 out of that 50. What I'm saying. Either way, what it boils down to is this. With women's expectation and psyche and with dating men in 2024 in this modern day has now changed how men are perceiving women. Less men now want to spend money on them. And that's why women are out here getting sugar daddies, or, oh, he has to make this much money because I want him to take care of me. This is not 1960 where the man was the breadwinner. Because if he was the breadwinner, you're going to cook, you're going to clean, you're going to help me build my business. Most of these women just want to be glamored. They want to just be, oh, I'll sit at home. We're going to have our own cook. We're going to have I don't have to clean. I just want to do what I need to do. And then suck dick occasionally. Excuse me? Occasionally? No, I need a female. For me, my expectations, I want a woman that's going to help me continue building my business. You're going to be my partner professionally and in a relationship wise. You're going to do all these things because it's not just about me making the money, baby. Because if I die tomorrow, who the hell you think going to get this money? This prenup ain't going to you. It's going to my nephews and everybody else. Thank you for the ride, but you ain't do shit but sit on the couch, mama. So this brings me back full circle into today's dating society. We done fucked all ourselves in this. Men fucked over women. Now women fucking over men. And now we just over here like, what the hell we gonna do? And now, like every single poll, every city now is depressed. Every city now is depressed. They saying you got 33-year-olds online saying, I can't find my true love because the grass is always greener on the other side. And I'm going to do one last thing. Have you ever seen the video of the man? What was it? It was a saying that goes like this. I might have said it in the previous episode, but I'm going to say it again. It was about the different floors of men that a woman could choose from. Have you heard that one before? Women, y'all know y'all think like this, so here it go. A woman was invited to a building, and in this building had 7 floors. Each floor had a type of man. And on these floors were each attributes where men were different on these floors. So at the main floor, the woman was asked, would you like to go to floor 1? And the gentleman goes, on this floor, this man has a job and he's faithful. Yes, I want that. Let's go to floor 1. Okay, she gets to floor 1. The man asks again, would you like to go to floor 2? This man has a job, he's faithful, and he drives a Porsche. Oh yeah, I want that. Let me go to floor 2. Okay, we go to floor 2. Do you want to go to floor 3? Because this man has faithfulness, he's beautiful, he drives a Porsche, and he got a job, high-paying job. Oh, I definitely want that. Let's go up to that one. So she goes to the fourth floor. So next one, she goes to floor 5. They ask, okay, do you want to go to floor 5? Because this man's faithful, beautiful, has a Porsche, has a beautiful job that pays him a lot of money, and he wants kids and a white picket fence. Oh yeah, I definitely want that. Let's go to floor 5. All of these, this man's have it. Okay. Now, do you want to go to floor 6? This man has all of those attributes and your family loves him, you love him. Perfect. Yes, let's go to floor 6. Perfect. Now, before we go to floor 7, I'm not going to tell you about this man. But based off the track record of the previous floors, would you like to go to floor 7? She was like, absolutely, let's go. She gets to floor 7. What do you think's on floor 7?
Ain't shit.
Ain't shit. And you know what the moral of the goddamn story is? You can never satisfy a damn woman.
Oh, no.
No.
We're not putting this episode out.
No, but the point of it is women are always looking up. Modern day women are now always looking at the grass is greener on the other side. Not all, but a large majority of it. Because they looking for the next man that has the max most. When back in the day, a lot of women would have just been happy with a man that got a job. Or a man that got a job and a car. Now it's, oh, I need to have the top echelon. But now, lo and behold, number 6 could have been a woman beater.
Yeah, you never figure out the other things. The other one may have been somebody that, may have been a serial killer. And you can go so far.
But either way, this is not an episode where we bashed on women because that same elevator could have been on the other side. But I say this like I always
110%.
I say this like I always say this. I still fault a little bit of women on this side because a woman is always looking for the final result. Where a man, we're willing to build that women up. And I'm going to stay with that.
I will say that I think it's both sides. I mean, I've seen women wanting to build.
But you don't see it
I've
that
also
often, my
seen
boy. I'm talking
no.
about a man from hurt. I'm still hurt. But
Oh, you poor baby.
But either way, I appreciate y'all joining us on this episode.
It was a good episode.
Yes. Make sure y'all check out the next one that's coming up on this slide here. And if you haven't, make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe because you got this damn far.
Press this button.
We
appreciate you.
We'll see y'all next episode.
Alrighty.